today's video, we're going to be talking about security boundaries within your business. We'll explain what they are, why you need them, and how you can actually implement them further to safeguard your business and any information that you might have. But before we get started, hi, I'm Marcus from InfoSec Governance, and we're a UK-based cybersecurity company, and we help companies certified to Cyber Essentials and ISME Cyber Assurance. And we also give help and advice about information security. So what are security boundaries? Well, as the name suggests, they're basically a protective boundary of some form that forms a line of separation between various areas of the business. So we're looking for boundaries between network subnets or virtual local area networks or VLANs, environments with different security requirements, for example, high and low security, as well as your main network and the internet. For the most part, these boundaries in some extent are already in place for many businesses. For example, you've got computers that talk to the internet from your business or your home wireless network that use a firewall or a virtual private network to help you safeguard that information. Here, you're drawing a line in the sand, so to speak, and putting a boundary between your computer and the internet, which is an untrusted network. By being able to understand and know the need to identify your security boundaries within the business, you can help to plan for greater security of your business. But how do we get about identifying what we need, and how do we plan about the implementation of the boundaries? The best way of doing this is understanding your business as a whole, not only at a technical network level, but also at the business level. For example, do you have multiple locations, multiple departments? Are you working in a shared office or a location? Do people work from home? Is it hybrid? Do you use wireless and virtual private networks? Do you use the cloud? Lots of information to think about. Once you understand what is in place and what you need to protect, then you can start looking at what needs to be actually segregated and protected from other areas of the business and environments, and what security requirements need to be put in place. This will take some planning and talking to other members of staff, likely from other departments and teams if available. You will need to look at ways of deploying mechanisms to help control the flow of information across these types of boundaries. Is it purely access control and the use of firewalls, or do you need to use locks on doors, key fobs to access systems in restricted areas? Remember, we're looking at all areas of the business here, computer and physical and environmental. We're looking at these risks to the business. More importantly, all these changes in planning need to be put through some form of change control process and implemented within your information security policy, so that everyone within the business is aware of the changes and the procedures that need to be done. When you're looking at your security boundaries, if you have areas of the business which is identified as a protected or an unprotected area, then these areas should be clearly defined. But how do you know what is what? Well, unfortunately, this is up to you and your business to define and should be protected. Every business is different. Generally, anything that is within the business environment and internal network is protected. Anything that is internet-based or external to the business, such as coffee shops, public wireless, is unprotected, is untrusted. Therefore, the risk goes up. For physical and logical environments which are being segregated, you should ensure that people are only allowed to access or enter these areas that have the need to be authorized for it. But these sort of access areas should be communicated with all members of staff through policies and security awareness training, and just generally make them aware that if there's a breach of policy or procedure, this could result in some form of prosecution or impact within the business. When looking at your boundaries and looking at how to plan the segregation of them and the controlling of the flow of information access, just because there might be a new product on the market and it costs substantially more to implement, may not mean it's the right fit for your business. You need to have a look at the size of your business, the complexity of your business, and the type of product there that will fit your business. You must ensure that when you're planning your security controls, that the security controls are weighted against the value of the objects they're being protected against. By deploying countermeasures that cost more than the value of the protected objects is unwarranted and shouldn't be done. So this goes back to ensuring that you evaluate and implement the right size security for your business. So now that you've looked at your business, you understand what the boundaries are and you need to know what to protect. You have an idea of what countermeasures you're going to be putting in place to deploy. You need to establish and implement an implementation plan. Every business is going to have a different implementation plan. There is no one size fits all when it comes to businesses. Every business has a different premise, configuration, systems that they use. But you should document everything that you're going to do, put it through some form of change control, and ensure that you communicate it all with all the people involved in it, as well as the wider business. Some changes may be breaking changes to the current environment. For example, people may no longer have access to certain systems or areas of the business and might be blocked. You need to inform people about this. Once you've implemented your security boundaries and all the associated countermeasures, You also need to look at to ensure that you've monitored your changes. Are they working as expected? Is there anything that isn't working? Is there anything to improve? Make sure that you have an eye on all the logs and the metrics that you've got and monitor trends. Is there anything that's changed? Is it for the better? Is it for the worst? And that way you can build up a history of metrics, have that trending in place, and then you know what is right, what is wrong. And just because you're planning and implementing your new security controls doesn't mean it ends there. You're going to need to continually review your security boundaries and the countermeasures that you've implemented, and at least annually as well. So check to make sure that they're still right fit for the business. Do they still do the job that you put them in place for? If not, you're going to have to review them, implement new changes, put things in place. Things change, things become unsupported, so it's ensuring that you regularly review and update. It's great for your business. And that's it. Hope this video has been informative for you. If you'd like any more information around this, feel free to leave a comment in below the video, like and subscribe the video, and we'll see you next time.